What is up, guys? Midwest Gaming here, and here we are with...
Calvin Tahan.
And what did you do today?
I top 32 with Swordsoul, YCS Hartford, 2022.
Very cool. And this is the... Which number top is this?
This is my 25th premier event top.
Jeez, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right.
Pretty happy about it. So I lost to Dom Couch in top 32. Not bitter about it. I ran really well yesterday. Drew well, played well. I went undefeated day one, so I'm just happy about that, having another top under my belt.
Got it. All right, let's get into the profile.
Cool. So I played 40, obviously.
Yep.
3 of the best Tenyi, 3 of the second best Tenyi, 2 of the third best.
Interesting.
And then 1 of the fourth best.
Whoa, what does this card do?
This is the fourth best one. This card has an effect that doesn't matter,
okay,
but I'll tell you what it does anyway. I guess it kind of matters. If a non-effect monster you control is targeted, so that, or a token, you can banish this from your hand or graveyard, quick effect, negate the activation of the card that targeted and destroy it.
Okay.
So it only comes up if they Draco Stapelia your token.
Okay, that makes sense, actually.
Or blackout your token.
Yep.
That's the only time.
Okay.
Otherwise, the reason that this is played is because I play 3 Heavenly Circle.
Okay.
And so just for like, Moye dodging and stuff like that, this is a non-water to make Baxia and kill them. And that comes up a lot, so because it's a water token. So playing the water one as a 4-star is redundant a lot of the times because it's just another water monster. So this being just anything else other than water is what matters. And it's just marginally better than the wind one. Well, just 10 times better, so that's all. It's just a non-water, and that's why it's played.
Sounds good.
So 9. I played 2 Taya, pretty standard. 3 should be standard by now. 3 and 3. This should also be standard.
Yeah.
This card's insane.
Yeah.
It's nice because sometimes you can set it out going first, because you're going to have a lot of starters. But going second, you always want maximum copies in this deck, and you can't control dice rolls, so you should main as many as you can, because you're going to lose a lot of rolls. And I did lose a lot of rolls. 3 Ash is the best hand trap in the game, so I think every deck has to be playing 3, unless they're just foregoing hand traps at all. If you play any amount of hand traps, I think you have to play this one and guaranteed. This being the second best hand trap. Going second card, going first card, insane. I played 1 blackout. I guess that should be with the traps. But yeah, so those are my traps. So those are my monsters and my traps. Spells. I like playing cards that should be banned. So this card should be banned, so I'll play it. This card should be banned, so I'll play it. This card was insane this weekend in the main deck. The theory of maining it is kind of like based around side deck theory. In a weird way, my side deck was so very tight for this event. And I wanted this card a lot versus Token Collector. And I also wanted more like generic 1-for-1 trading cards going second a lot, and I lost the roll. And I realized that going first, this card is effectively just the same thing as drawing Impairment going first. You just set it, so it's better than Droplet, and it's not a neg one. And I sided this card in every single matchup going second. Every single matchup after games 2 and 3, no matter what, because it's an out of Token Collector.
Yep.
So if it's already going to be in my deck a lot of the time, it actually made more sense to main it and take it out in matchups that it was bad against than the other way around, because it was going to be in my deck 66% of the time, guaranteed anyway. So just because my side deck is so tight, that's the theory. It had to be in the main.
Makes sense.
3 of this card. This card's insane. I don't play the other one because that card is a brick. That has no effect at all. This card, you can break any board, and it's just a generic starter. And it makes sure that if you have any if they maybe break your board, it's just more punishing that you guarantee killing them turn 3. Even if they can because the graveyard effect comes up. So this card is just having so many features and so much versatility. Really good. Some lines that play through Token Collector, so again, it's good. Games 2 and 3. Pretty much trying to never set this card out unless you know that your opponent is not playing any hand traps. Like if they're playing maybe an old Despia list that's intentionally played no hand traps, you can take this out. But if there's any interrupts to play at all, then you're going to want copies of this card.
You didn't like Vessel because...
I didn't like Vessel because I feel like it didn't do anything unless you were already playing.
Yep.
And the only thing Vessel facilitates is truly facilitates in itself is the anti-Nibiru play where you make Chao Fang first.
Yep.
Before anything else, and that's cool, but Nib isn't played in the main a lot, or at all, so I thought that's pretty moot, and I thought that Shao Fang in general is pretty weak in this format. I play 1 Drytron, so it's not a card I want to be making all the time, so it's just, if we're not going to be doing that play, the only thing that's good for, why am I playing that card?
Sure.
I played 1 of this. This card is insane.
Yeah.
It just lets you make 3 synchros turn 1 a lot of times, which is important because you want to make the water guy to negate a spell, because Despia is a really played deck, so just having Baron and that guy to negate 2 spells, you pretty much can't lose. So a lot of my game 1 lines involved that, and game 2, this is just a card that lets you kill them because that's all you want to do with this deck.
So you keep that in going second.
Yeah, usually,
Okay.
unless it's like a matchup that, I mean, nobody would side crow against me, I would hope, but unless it's like a matchup where like they have graveyard interaction or something.
Sure.
Yeah, like usually this card's going to be in.
Okay.
I take it out against Striker, for example, because they get a Shark Cannon.
Yep.
3 of this. I drew all 3 in the last game in top 32, so that was my tournament. But yeah, this card's obviously standard. Let's do the extra deck first because that ties into the main. 3 Monk. I'd play 4 if I could. I think that's the right amount though, 4.
Agreed.
1 of this. This card came up a lot, but not as much as you think. I played Chalfang. This card was good. There's some lines that you can like make this, and then if you know you're against Despia, you can like make it and then pop it your Baron and get Ash, and that's just very valuable for the matchup. More valuable than any synchro you could leave on the field because they are usually going to drop you or something.
Yep.
So it's just insane. Yazi, I didn't make this card all tournament, but it's there for obvious reasons. Playing around Token Collector, you have some kill lines with Taya, pretty standard. 2 of these I think are standard. Second one comes up a lot. That's why I played the fire one, just to diversify, make sure I get 2 spins twice. This card is broken. Every deck should play this. Baron standard, Draco Tenyi standard, 1 of that, and then 2 of these guys. Pretty standard extra deck. I'm not doing anything fancy. This is like the steadiest Swordsoul deck you can see. Like there's nothing really crazy. Just good theory. I guess Chalice is the coolest thing in the main. Side deck. Let's talk about the coolest card. Tournament winning card. Mistaken Arrest.
Oh yeah, we've seen this before.
Yeah, we've seen this before. I think it's underplayed. I think this card should be in everybody's side deck, possibly everyone's main deck. This card's so broken. Despia cannot play through it. None of the Punk decks can play through it. This is a going second card against Flunder, which is really important because you just start playing and they trigger their field spell and they summon Robin and you just chain this, and now they can't resolve any summons, and then it goes through their entire turn, and then it goes through your next entire turn too. So the game is just over.
Okay, so you like this better than like something like Droll, right?
Yeah, this
Okay.
is a way better card than Droll because it gets value instantly. I think Droll being an egg one was kind of what took me off it at the end. And this card is just like a blank. It's like a better barrier going first, basically. Like
Sure.
they can't do anything, so there's just no counterplay to it. If a card doesn't have any counterplay, I like playing it.
Yep.
Which is why I play barrier. Yeah, if there's nothing your opponent can do but draw a reboot, this card should be in everyone's deck. 3 barrier, 3 crow. This is the 3rd best hand trap, so I cite it. For any Despia decks that you play, they can't beat you. Kind of, I guess, Drytron. I put an inverse striker because they run out of rays and like you can outgrind them. I don't know. This card is just very diverse. Oldest hand trap and the best hand trap. 3 twin. This is my favorite spell and trap removal ever. So I just try to put it on all my deck lists. I think just being quick play and having the option to kill 2 is really integral. Really good in Swordsoul deck where you're just discarding Tenyis and stuff. Eldritch isn't really in the format right now, so destroying versus banishing doesn't matter as much, and I think it's more important to cover 2, up to 2. So this card's just good. I do play 1 Cosmic Cyclone. I can't take responsibility for that. I felt like the 1 copy, a good 1-for-1 is nice. Maybe versus Scythe decks I could side it in, I don't know. But it goes with like 1 and 1 of these. So a lot of back row hate, but not really because these cards are more anti-Scythe and anti-like barrier. So
Yep.
same, and then this is just basically more copies of Twin.
So you didn't like something like Storm?
No, I thought Lightning Storm was too conditional. A lot of the times, cards like this, not this, cards like these are okay for certain matchups to keep in going first. Like if I'm going first against Striker or Flunder, I'm gonna have these cards in my deck.
Yep.
So you can draw them off Moye and off your other guy that draws 2. So if you're drawing in Desires, so going first, they're just better. And then Lightning Storm was only playable going second at all, and only if it was in my specifically first few cards. Like if Moye drew later in the turn, it wasn't good. So I just decided it wasn't great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any shout outs?
Yes, shout out to my sponsor, Midwest Gaming. Shout out to the person who built this deck, Ryan Levine from Duelist Academy. Card for card, his list. 4 of us played it this weekend. I'm the only one who topped. I don't think it says that much to my skill, but it probably says a lot. Yeah, Ryan built the deck for card. We think Swordsoul is the best deck. I think that kind of showed in the top cut. I think it was overwhelmingly the most played deck. So I don't know if it's going to win the event or not. It doesn't really matter though. I don't think a deck winning event is a good litmus of it being the best, as opposed to how many top and how many do well. So I think this is the correct deck to play for sure. I don't know about anything moving forward, but Duelist Academy got me back into the game when I started playing. Came out of COVID and decided that I felt safe entering the world again. Got all my vaccines and stuff. Felt pretty good about work. Wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Tried to play Pasadena, that got canceled. Went to Charlotte. Duelist Academy really helped me get back into the game. Ryan built this deck for me. It's just a really good program, and I recommend it to everybody. And again, shout out to Midwest Gaming for having me, for providing me with all the cards that I would have needed, for giving me Matt to play on, giving me a platform to be on. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.